Okay. Hello. I'm Hannah. And Chris. Sorry to stop. How are we recording on topic? Let me guess. What? Okay, so what we were talking about before, how a lot of the stuff reminded us stuff we've spent.
Yeah.
Are you guys taking that in this order?
I took it last quarter.
Okay. Yeah, I took it. And then definitely
It's basically almost always what I just went through as well. So it's one of these classes seem to overlap. But didn't Sped have like a VLL portion?
yeah.
Because there's like really
That is like one of the biggest problems I think. Well,
They're
so probably I
overrepresented
have
and
bigger. Yeah. That's like one of the.
the same time.
Well, and also in the second question, imagine one of the students may or may not have special needs in that video that we watched. That's crazy. It's like one, you're supposed to try and like just assess for language.
Yeah.
But then
But at the same time,
you
you
do,
do-
yeah, right. Because if a student does have special needs, like I feel like if I recognize that or like suspected that or started seeing signs of that, I would be like, no, that could just be like the language barrier, and I'd be so much less.
That's why it's even more complicated when you have students with special needs, because you have to make sure that you're meeting them for language proficiency and also the special needs. So you have two different
And it's assessment for
yeah.
and all the legal stuff that goes on with that.
The parents consent to both of it, being involved the entire time in all of it. Yeah. What did you guys say? I'm pretty sure that video, it's gotta be staged, because there's,
It was so
that
bothering
that
me.
woman was really irritating. The one that was in the middle saying, well, you know, or the one that was like,
The one in the middle was the only one that seemed like
she was the only one that seemed like,
I was
oh,
like, guys,
you
I'm
can't
really
do that.
concerned.
Yeah, you can't. Okay, well, I just feel powerless.
And I was just like, but I really hope the teachers aren't actually like thinking all of this, because some of it seems so. Okay, the part that bothered me the most, and this stood out to you guys too, is when he was like, God, the parents just aren't responding.
Yeah.
So I just don't think
They just don't care.
It's like,
Yeah, that was like a red flag.
yeah, like 2 minutes before the middle lady had been saying like, yeah, sometimes it's just hard to understand because they work 2 to 3
She's like, oh, well, I just feel like they just don't care. Oh, okay,
I
dude.
was like, don't even get me started on that subject. I will go off.
Tell me.
It was really interesting on the whole interpreting thing because I hadn't like thought about that at all. So like when they were like the sister, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
that's
I know. Like, I was like, any way you can. That's like the worst idea, though. All because you're putting it's specifically that because you're putting the child now in a position of power over the parent. Because now
and then the neighbor, that one was weird. I was like, why
well,
would
I have a neighbor that speaks Spanish. Who was I?
Oh, I thought that the neighbor was somebody that the family knew. No, it also wasn't one of the Bibles.
Yeah,
It was like the teacher and the family note, and then he's just like going, and he was like, "No, you're fine." Like that would be so weird. Like that would be so bizarre.
And then you also translate this marriage, like.
Well, and that was the main thing is was because like then our neighbor would hear all these like phonetics on the.
Are you gonna look up the percussions?
Did we have?
Oh, no. I just thought.
Yeah, I'll do it. I think
It's 45.
we started at 45.
So, like, who do you think would be appropriate to ask? Just like,
It's
workers,
already a professional. Like, yeah, well, they have to go. That's the and
thing,
your
is that-
agency and everything. Like,
they have to, you have to do all the paperwork, and that's why it's so. That's what she was saying. Well, it takes a lot to get everybody together, because you need the family and the teacher and translate. Okay, well, what other choice are you gonna have? Because you're basically just throwing the kid under the bus at this point.
it would also be, I mean, like seeing it from a teacher perspective, it would be frustrating, and it probably will be frustrating. Like, times when you try to coordinate everything and then they don't show up. And
Yeah.
that will be frustrating, but I feel like it's just one of those things you have to go into it like knowing it's gonna happen with
Yeah.
any parent, but like especially when there's so many middlemen, like it's gonna happen because you aren't able to just communicate directly, so it takes out like that easy communication. So I don't know. Is it working?
Yeah,
That was
looks
like
like
it
it
is.
is. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, when I was looking at you guys called to reiterate, I was saying that it's like scary to me to think about because I had a really negative experience. Not negative, it was just really hard for me to like wrap my head around how I was looking as an actual teacher and impacting them. Where like I'm pretty sure we talked about this before, but like my CT had done everything she could to have like coordinate this meeting with this student's dad, and it was just him and his dad at home, and like she just couldn't even really acting out and like being really hurtful to other students. And I mean, like with all of the legal stuff, like every student deserves and like is legally has a fair and appropriate, right? Free and appropriate public education. Yeah. And so, and in the most like least restricted environment that you can. So they're supposed to be, like in the classroom, and, like when it's not really concretely doing like not fighting anyone or like doing anything like that. Like, and if you're just waiting on pretty much like time for the like applications to go through to get an interpreter to have a meeting, and then to coordinate with a parent who doesn't necessarily want to be there, like then you're just like waiting on that, and it's really scary to me that like feel like we don't have any other options. Like what do you?
I feel like powerless.
Yeah, like because like what do you do? Like in the what do you do in the meantime between like with your main time? Like when you really want to talk to a parent about something that's happening.
I also wonder, like, I mean, we didn't get this answered yet, but about the whole home visit thing, like, I just wonder again, would it then be appropriate to, like, I just feel like you kind of, like, show
Well,
up
she,
at the house, like,
yeah, that's just something, like, she only does that for newcomers.
yeah, and so I wonder if that's, like, school to school or district, you know, like, what is the protocol? Like, what do you do if there's not answered?
Yeah. And there's an actual like something that needs to be
I know, like,
addressed.
students who was, like, calling others, like, mean names.
Yeah, this is what the student was doing.
Like, that is something, first of all, I wouldn't even realize that they were.
That's what she's, that's what part of it too, is the time. They don't even know what they're saying, just, you know, because of the reaction of other students, that it's not good.
Exactly, but then it's hard too because you can really explicitly prove it because that's one
Right.
student's word against another, and you can't do that. Like, you can't do
Well,
that.
you don't want to automatically, you don't want to always assume that when a student is speaking like in their first language that it's like or like saying something mean or naughty or because they want them to participate and that's part of it is not their first language.
But then the
That's
other teacher brought up too that like what the boy doesn't realize is it could potentially have like legal implications if like he keeps bullying and stuff. Like he could end up getting suspended from school, and so then it's like when you do like if you have to take those serious actions and like you have no contact with the parent, and then the kid moves from having no contact with the parent to they're getting suspended.
And then they get contact with their parents, and it's like really done already, like,
It's already
they already go home. They don't have to
It's just
wait, this is a little bit of a side note, but do you remember in the 70 was that our practicum one? Or was it the 10? Where we weren't supposed to say like we were bullied.
that's what I was about to say, is you're not supposed to, you're supposed to have, pointed language.
Oh,
So you're not, yeah, pinpointed, so you're not supposed to say,
your child.
he's been mean today, when you say, okay, well, this is what
He
he's
said.
been doing.
Oh right,
Specific,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that's why.
You can't say, oh, he's been a bad child, like,
Discuss the situation instead of the person.
Right.
So then it's
Or words that
And it's hard because I feel like stuff like that you do have to report and like make sure you're reporting and stuff because if the other child, like parents come forward and they're saying like, hey, my kid has been like like mean things have been said to them, and it's starting to like affect their emotional health and stuff like that. Like you have to have proof of
Are
that.
getting sued a lot over.
Exactly, and so I don't know. It's just this. It's just such a great.
How do
area.
you
I feel like
report it when it's in Spanish and you don't understand what I'm saying?
again, because you can't
Going
put
based
students
off
against
of
each other.
what, yeah.
Or just like any other language, but even if it's like not Spanish.
Because I don't. I'm not going to any other language but English. Like any other language my students are going to be speaking, I won't know.
I don't want it to be, you don't want it to be like super easy for another kid to say, oh, well, you said something bad or lying about it.
Maybe just because they don't like them or something, you know, like you can't just take someone's specific side.
And then remember that like one video, I don't know, but yeah, it was the one we watched last week where the student said that he was wrongfully like accused of like getting in a fight with somebody
And
and
then being at a game from here, like
all those things, and they didn't have like an interpreter, so then they got in trouble.
I at least think like even if you can't have the parents involved, like first of all you should in situations like that, but like at least let the child have a translator if they are able to, like at least they do have that.
And
But
pretty
I'm
sure that's legal.
yeah,
Doesn't
exactly.
some schools like have like yearly meetings or something?
Not all, but that's stuff that you have to have as a specific person. Yeah, but that comes with like funding and stuff like that, because you have to have like a specific person.
About schools that are legally like required to do like something about the like prevention. Yeah, that's what I talked about in Compass to Campus.
I think basically all schools are now too because of like something that they can say like, well, here are programs we have in place to prevent it, so that they get less. Yeah, like who knows if it's actually doing anything, but they're legally have to because if they get sued, then they need to have
That they
some sort
basically
of.
just pull it out of nowhere when they get sued. Oh, well, here's all these programs we have. Oh, well, obviously it came from already there. So, movie? Or, wait, chapter.
Chapter 2.
Yeah. So, what did you guys think about democracy and sustainability?
Okay.
So, well, I don't know if you guys are on the Canvas site, but I made like a graphic for you guys, and it might be kind of hard to tell what's going on. Basically, like I was supposed to talk about the importance of relationship and sustainability, so I just like went off on all these tangents, and like basically a main theme I found is that democracy is super related to relationships and how like independence should be the main goal, even though that's like how a lot of Americans think. I don't know.
Be like unity and like being on the same page.
At the same time, democracy
Yeah, for sure.
And you definitely
Well, yeah,
have to like
also,
compromise because sometimes you can't like accommodate everyone.
Yeah, it was saying democracy is about making decisions and making relationships that have the best interests of the community in mind, and that like isn't how we're used to thinking. So obviously, it's going to come along with issues.
Not only that, but the best interest of the community is like super vague. Like it's just like saying free and appropriate education. It's like who decides that?
Yeah,
Who's deciding what's best for
Well,
you?
also, like, I vote, I'm not, like, I'm thinking about what's best for, like, me, my family, and, like, the people around me, and by default, that kind of includes, like, obviously, that's what I think, like, it's the best thing for our community as a whole, like, in Bellingham, and also, like, in the state, and all of that, like, those are just my morals, like, across the board, like, this is what's best. But, like, fundamentally, that starts with like what's best for me.
Yeah.
What's going to benefit me the most.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like individualism, like to a
It's
sense.
hard not to. It's really hard getting out of that mentality. Like naturally, we think like when you're in a situation, you think, how will this benefit me? That's how I did. Naturally, we think like, how will it benefit me in like my position?
Yeah. Well, it's there. You have to go into the privilege of it too. Whatever you're, what you're specifically. Okay, well, this is how it affects me. What are it's the whole community thing of thinking of whether everyone else too. This is how it affects for people that way. Stuff like that. Like,
Right.
what's that like? You just
But if
kind
you
of
think about everyone in a community, or you think that people less privileged are probably even more prone to be part of that.
Well, I'm not talking about specifically like ones, I'm talking about like, questions or anything like that like don't really affect, like don't really have a effect on like either way, but it could have an effect on somebody else. Like for example, like top of my head, minimum wage. If you don't have a minimum wage job, you're just I don't care type stuff like that, like things that are specifically affecting people that like it doesn't affect you, so you just say, it doesn't matter, but it matters for other people.
Yeah. So that's just like projecting your morals onto like a greater population.
Another quote that kind of really stood out that I thought was really interesting was, our personal actions we take in our private lives, private daily lives, rarely have a consequence of on common good. But then I asked that question, like, what about teachers? Like, most of the decisions we make in our private lives and like daily choices we make are in a consequence. Like, those choices aren't just affecting us, they are affecting the community, like our learners, our school.
I mean, it's like doctors or any type of like real community.
Exactly. But even things like, like positions like that, like work at a desk job, like I feel like we can wake up and decide like I'm not gonna go today. Like it might, like affect some other people, but at the end of the day, like it's mostly gonna affect you, But like in our the choices we make are gonna affect people every day. Like we have to be conscious of that. So like this whole idea of relationship and democracy is like,
well, and even within a classroom, that's the same thing. Like every choice or like action that a student makes impacts the rest of the class.
Well, that's the thing too, is that going into that is that everything you do and every decision you make in the classroom can have lasting effects, not just on the students or the parents, but it can also like be the reason like they're fired or sued and stuff, like all these like small type things where if I'm at a desk job I might get fired, okay, but I'm not probably sued over it.
and I think that's stuff like kind of back like the whole bullying or like stuff like that. Like that has like a long-term emotional thing that we may not even realize because those things aren't talking a lot or like. Just as a community, everyone's decisions affect everyone in the classroom. And it's something that, like, the more I'm thinking about it, I'm like, this is something I need to establish and, like, make everyone in my class aware of because so often I feel like in every other aspect of life, it's all about what's best for you. And I don't know. I just want to make sure that there's not that feeling of that imposter because we're all going to crash and burn that way.
So how would you like go about checking in with the students like to make sure?
How would you teach them?
Yeah. I don't know, like,
So that they're like getting what they need or like not being left out because they can't communicate what they need or like something else.
Basically, how do you make sure
I feel like
And also contributing to
does it also talk about, like helping the system check in on like their emotional like well-being and everything like from the classroom, like how are they feeling as their part of the community? Like I feel like a lot of it you can tell like from their facial expressions and stuff like that. Like younger kids, it's usually pretty apparent and like not in every case, but it's hard because then they need evidence to like the parents and stuff. Like you can't just be like, oh, you just look sad this day. Like it's a lot easier to have concrete like buttons or like surveys or skills or something.
And it's also with children that come from traumatic backgrounds, they are pretty good at not showing their feelings. Even as young as like 6, 7, like you learn that stuff pretty early on if you're like in that type of environment. And so you definitely can't go off of just their physical, what they're coming off as. Even if, I don't know, you can also, there's also the other side of that where there's kids that were pretty good at faking it too. And looking happy or looking like they're engaging in it, like, but really, like, they're really not. So I mean, like, I think the only real way to establish anything is communication. But and then what do you do when they're all
So many of them.
communicate?
Well, that's just like a smell.
Yeah.
And then when those people say like,
Yeah, like creating conflict.
yeah.
You kind of just have to find common ground.
Well, so much of it is just based on like feeling. I feel like feelings.
Yeah, they have to trust you. They have to feel like
One of the things that I really took away from this chapter was that like a community's strength is the diversity within the community. What did you all use that?
Yeah, I think that is pretty good just because it leads to the whole democracy thing too, because the more voices you have, the more inclusive, I guess, and the more like diverse
And then the
it is rather than
perspective
have. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's different perspectives and like because you're not going to, you can't just live in the bubble and expect to go outside of that and be super surprised. And that's where we get super okay to say like racist things and all these things because they've never seen anything else in this. And then you got the issue with saying that like young white kids shouldn't be talked to about like race or like racism and stuff like that, like when they say stuff like that because like they're too young. But then you have the other side, the children of color who they don't have the choice in the matter when they're like specifically going to be told these things or like have these experiences, stuff like that. So there's definitely this like still this wide.
Well, and then one of my questions, so I have like three questions. Yeah, one of mine was then, you're A.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you did the other side.
So we had creative questions based off of our prompts, right? Because I have democracy.
So mine was community and diversity, and I was thinking, like, it made me think a lot about my own schooling when I was in elementary school, and it really wasn't diverse at all. I grew up in Olympia, which is like pretty much all white, and then my elementary school was like, there's maybe like 2 black kids in the whole school, and like outside of that, very little diversity. So one of my questions was, how can you address and combat like monoculture or like not having very much diversity in a classroom and community and capitalize on small amounts of diversity? Like how do you, if the community right, like if the community's strength is its diversity, what do you do when you don't have that much diversity? Like where do you find that outlet?
I think because we're I like your identity and like background stuff because it's not just cultural like diversity too. Like there's other like factors and like family dynamics and things to look at. I don't know if
The diversity of like viewpoints.
yeah, and like common ground on like different subjects and issues.
Yeah.
And this is like an idea I had for my own class since I came from like area. I just looked up the statistics because I wanted to my student teaching there and they denied me because it was so white. And I looked up and it's like 89% white and then like 5% Asian and then like 2% black and 2% Latino. Like super slim amount of diversity. And so I was thinking like if I get placed back in that environment, what can I do? And I was just thinking like there are a lot of really cool classrooms where they have like sister classrooms in different parts of the world.
Oh, we have that.
Yeah, and like you Skype them and like you can even like cook in like your classroom and like show them how like things you cook or like what you cook or like writing lessons. Like there's all these cool things you can do, and so like you can even do a different country every month or something. Like try to do something about like kind of Boston around the world. That's something I hope to try to have a lot of first in my classroom because if I do have one or two, I don't want to single out and like, hey, tell us about your culture just because there's a person.
Yeah, well, and even if like that is something too, it's like probably
That's the assumption
Yeah,
that
It's the same question, yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. It's just like culture. Exactly. So I just think that'd be like fun.
there might be a scene in Mean Girls where she asks
Oh yeah.
where she came from, she got up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, sorry. You said that they said that these children were too young to understand like racism. That made me think of like my child in class. I said Boston, like pretty much we learned about like the different ages when they're like starting to like understand things. And they said that the biggest impact happened when they were like 6 years old, which is like kindergarten.
Yeah. Well, that also has to do with like sex ed.
Yeah, it's also
Why not? It's really age appropriately, but like introduce right?
Just by talking about it, it's like really easy to talk about
Like your
kids.
private areas.
Yeah. Itself is usually kind of like a period, but if you'll just say, oh, hey, well, she doesn't want, like, he doesn't want to hug you, then that's okay, or you can just, like, something like that, like, even just that, like, it's super
Well, that's
simple.
a huge like cultural thing too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that's another thing. Like,
Like just assuming that's like it's
yeah,
culture.
or like even able to like some cultures don't talk about that at all, and some cultures like talk about it way more than we do. The statistic is like the most, or the group of people, age group of people with the most like rigid view of gender binary, like boy and girl, is like freshman and third grade. That's like when they're
That's
starting
because,
to
like,
like
that's what they're
categorize.
told, too, because they're like, oh, no, that's
And they're something that like they're categorized in the world and they're trying to like fit it in very specific groups, you know.
So, like that makes sense. Like having a diverse culture of like the classroom is really important for them to like start seeing other viewpoints, especially when they're just coming to school and like just seeing something other than their home life, you know.
And have you taken Ella for a yet? Which one's the culturally relevant materials? It's it's basically you read a bunch of like culturally diverse books, and it's really cool because I read a book about a boy with like a facial deformity. Another book. It's like called Morris Micklewhite and a Tangerine Dress, and like all these just like little like pieces of literature that like you don't explicitly have to like talk about if you don't want to, but if you're just like introducing them into your classroom and like realizing different cultures, even just through like reading literature, like that's a really good way to start like introducing and showing your kids like not everything fits into like a very distinct
A
category.
lot of the stuff they learn is from books and stuff like that. So like it's written. So that's like it's like kind of a low key way of not having them feel like we're just sitting you down and saying, here's this, that. Like it's a kind of backdoor way of
Exactly, it's just like I don't know, it's getting their foot in the door, like it's getting their minds thinking about different modes of life. And but it's something I struggle with too. Is I also see my parents in this situation because I think about like where I grew up, and I know that if the teacher had read Morris Micklewhite and the Tangerine Dress, parents in my town would have been mad. Like they would have been super upset. I can see it. And so it's just that like fine line, and I feel like if you read books, like it's fine, but then if you go into super in-depth conversations when they're younger, like that's where it can get a little hairy. So I feel like you just kind of have to strategize.
Yeah, and that's like you have to be like respectful of cultures too.
Exactly.
Because, like within my culture, that's not right. You know,
Exactly.
there's a fine balance between like incorporating culture and also like
what
being respectful of it.
I think that's a good question.
How do you balance it?
Like how do you balance like parent perspectives of like different cultures, ways of life with like
Well, I feel like always gonna need one who's like, no, that's okay. So then like
has also like I in classrooms I was but like that was I was like I wasn't allowed to share it, but like I also know that there was I don't know, it's just kind of like that weird. And like now I understand it because I'm like, you know, obviously most of the kids in my class are like white Christian kids. So I don't know. But
Well, it's
It's
also
just so
interesting. Like, from a teacher perspective, like, we're going to school at Western in Bellingham, and if we went to teach anywhere that wasn't like this liberal, I mean, that would be like us being like, this is the right way to teach, and this is like what students need to learn and like be exposed to, but that would be completely different from like what the school thinks and what like the community thinks.
Well, I think that might be part of it itself is that how do you respond to parents who are like super excited or like really not like their reactions to stuff. At what point is it
like, how much do you ask for permission? How much do you ask for forgiveness? Like, saying like asking for forgiveness, not asking for permission. Like, I know obviously we have, but I don't know, but it seems like hypocritical here just about how much like parent involvement you want to have. Like, it's sending out
but
different.
they agree because
It's just something that I struggle with a lot.
So then do you think that as if you're like sending out emails or like surveys about how considered they be if you discuss certain topics?
I think I could, but like,
I don't know, I feel like that opens the door to
like, at least one parent to feel like them say no, and then I feel like then you feel responsibility to not do it because you have someone who feels.
Or you could like make a combination to like you shouldn't discuss because when it's something like triggers or student or I don't know.
I don't know.
I think the best way might just be to kind of send out or have some type of parent meeting up, like full parent meeting, something like that, where you kind of just go over what here's the schedule for like the next semester.
If you have any like questions or issues.
Stuff like that, like not really opening it totally up, because that can be super like, objective too, like saying, well, how many people are you in these issues? Like, it definitely opens the door to a lot more negatives than positives.
Yeah, I don't know, but it is hard because you need parent communication, but like, I think that can also end up limiting the amount you get to do, because then I feel like if I were a parent and I were to say like, no, I don't feel comfortable with you teaching that, and then they still went and did it, like,
What was
I'd
the
be
point
even
of
more
that?
offended, yeah.
But then that's why I was also saying like you can also just ask them like what would make it better or how could you make
Yeah,
it
and then
worse?
what if you got parents like none of it, just not in period, I don't want any of it to do with it.
What
To
else?
a certain extent, like, they don't have a say in it.
That's what I'm saying, like this.
Like, you can keep, if it's not like super, like, outright inappropriate for
It's like,
teaching
that's where I feel like
students.
it'd be rough, because then if you
That's
ask for
subjective too,
consent or like
But
parent
what,
input, and
what
then
would
they
you
said
ask
no.
for?
Like, if I were gonna read a book about that had a gay like relationship in it or something, and like I thought it was fine, but I knew that parents, like I had like a Mormon family in my class or something, and I knew they'd feel uncomfortable with it, like, what do you do? Yeah.
Like when I was in fifth grade, and I mean, it wasn't just me, it was other students too, and their parents didn't want them to do something, they just signed a note, and then they went and did like other activities during that time. But it's like,
They also
also
just talk about how that's like, if you have to do that, then you might as well just do a different activity where everyone can get involved.
yeah.
And that's funny other kids too. Oh, why did you do this?
Well, at least I remember doing that as early as next day.
I did that.
Like the walks were just or something, yeah. That's like the only time I remember doing it.
Yeah. But then again, like, I don't feel like I ever had.
Did you want to go out to sex ed, or did your parents opt out?
I don't know, my parents were not, like, I went, but like, an option was.
Oh,
right, yeah.
I think it's the option, and I just,
Why did you say that? Or do you don't want
I don't even remember like fifth grade, and I think it was because like you had the option, so I didn't like, they gave you the option, like leave instead, so I was like, okay,
Yeah.
go do that instead.
At that point, I already like found out about my parents. My parents were like, yeah, might as well. So, but at that parents would be not like sex ed.
You had an optional, like, girls group.
Or you had girls group, boys group. Oh,
Or
really?
your dad, and you went, it was like after school.
We just had boys group, girls group.
Yeah, so
For sex ed.
Yeah.
then the next time I remember it coming up was seventh grade, and there wasn't an opt-out, it was just like science or something like that, and it was like the full class.
We had Planned Parenthood come to talk to us.
Oh, really good. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, everything we did in Sunset.
I think I only did it during 5th and 7th grade, and that was it. Oh, and then high school at some point, I don't remember.
Yeah, high school, like,
You guys
I
have lots of
like,
birthday video or something?
Yeah.
Take home the baby. Wait, I think that is a good money question though, is like on moral topics like that. Like, how do you deal with that? Like introducing diversity of like moral topics like that.
Like the diverse.
That's also like creationism. Like that's an issue with creationism.
Oh yeah, like
evolution.
yeah, like I know my parents were like, oh, I don't know how I feel about like I told when I was learning about evolution. Like we didn't really go into detail. Like it was more just like how animals adapted over time and stuff like that. But that was something my parents were like, I don't know if like they say specifically about like here's how the world was created when a lot of other religions don't think that, you know. So like, that's the
well, that's the line between church and state, because the public schools fall under the state, and we're going off on science instead of religion, which everybody has an opinion on.
yeah.
But like it's right.
Yeah.
That's not like a religious thing.
Oh yeah, it is.
I mean, it is based in that, but like there's a lot of people who aren't religious who still don't think that.
Yeah, I know, but that's where it's
Well, I know, but like in that case, it's not a separation of church and state; it's a separation of like what is right and wrong. So like in that case, yeah, it's morality. Like how you and like I go back to the democracy thing. Like you're gonna even if it doesn't affect you, like gay marriage doesn't affect me, and yet I get to have a say in it. You know, like that's just me projecting like what an abortion. Yeah, I mean that's what you teach about
the population.
Did you get that?
Yeah. How do you deal with introducing diversity of moral topics? Parentheses, creationism, evolution, etc.
We should like gay,
Or like gay.
being gay, like whether that is real or not. It's like people don't. Yeah, immigration. Should we talk about the Valley America? Yeah, I think Joy probably already knows it, but just to tell you, we watched it in but so we have talked quite a bit about it.
Maybe let's push. Is there anything specifically stood out that we'll talk about?
The student that played soccer so much that it like negatively impacted his school. I don't know. It sounded like he wasn't able to pass. But I don't know if it's definitely not like it was.
I think it's everything is parents were like, you're not making it work, so you have to like,
Yeah. And then his dad was like, how is he going to go to college when he doesn't even do his homework or stuff? And like, when he said that, you could just see it in like his son's face, and he was like really disappointed in himself, and it was like, it seemed like he wanted to, but he also just talked about how much he missed his whole life in Mexico, and that was like the only thing that he had.
You know, that's a hard choice to make as a parent too.
well, one of the biggest things is just that not all parents will be here.
Yeah.
That was something that I was.
Not all of them even know why they're here either. Like you literally just pick up the kid in there, and suddenly in another country where nobody really can't understand anybody. Like I mean that's
Well, and having just talked about like all the pieces, and I had like I know obviously when like scary stuff happens with a child, it's gonna affect you in some kind of way. But I had no idea that like the amount of documented research on it and like how dramatically it increases your risk for so many different
it
things.
changes your brain.
Yeah, well, and how you react to like how a child reacts to something, like obviously is a culmination of everything they've experienced, but like those kind of traumatic experiences come out in like really weird and
Different ways.
so
Very different
like,
ways
so
too.
understanding that is
It depends. It totally depends on the age. It depends on situations. The kid, they're all. First off, everybody reacts to things differently. but it definitely changes brain function. There's a lot of research that shows that people, especially children too, with like PTSD, that your brain works different than somebody who's never experienced anything like that. And it basically adjusts the fight or flight response. It's just stuck in the flight mode, and so it's very difficult to do anything else when you're constantly escape route. Like it's all those things that you just really have no idea what's going on.
Too, like about hierarchy, if they're not late, that if they don't have like a safe place to be, like those are all things that are super. What if they're constantly worried about not feeling safe at home because they feel like they're going to be deported, like, or they don't have paperwork? Like that's just something
People were not really allowed to talk to them about that stuff. Like, I mean, how do we support them?
It's the thing I talked about too is like you can't just say you can't lump like all ELL students together because oh my ELL students do this or like I need to do this to help my ELL students. Like yes, there are certain things that you can do to help like all students. At the end of the day, there's just like a student. And every student needs like that individual attention, like differentiation. Like you can't just like. I don't know, you can't just not, you know, like you can't just lump them all together just because they all of them.
That's an interesting idea.
I feel like we covered a lot of topics.
Yeah, pass it over.